Southern Kentucky. This is WYNT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Connor James. It's a light at the end of the mine shaft. On a hot night at the end of July, a small group of newly unemployed miners blossomed into a makeshift city. For months, Black Jewel miners and their supporters camped out in front of a fully loaded coal train in Harlan County with one question in mind: where's our money? Tonight, they and their former co-workers in surrounding states may have an answer. Black Jewel's attorney saying in a release that the paychecks will be mailed out and delivered in the coming weeks. I talked with many who have been there from the beginning about what this means. For months, it was this site in the heart of Cumberland that drew national attention. Now it sits vacant. The only sounds, the cars that drive by.
It brings back the memories of all of us being here.
Daryl and Donna Raleigh used to spend every night at the site. Daryl worked in the mines for years.
It hadn't quit like it did, but
for many, though, Wednesday was a reminder of the impact they had.
it's a light at the end of the tunnel. You know, just hopefully that it stays bright and they give the money like they're supposed to.
From a release, we've learned Black Jewel plans on paying about $5.5 million to its miners here in the East. Those impacted by Black Jewel met in Whitesburg, where despite word of a paycheck, their attorneys say it's not over.
They're going to get their back pay, but they were damaged a lot more than their back pay.
Ned Pillersdorf and Notre Dame law students helped miners fill out their claims.
The real credit to all of this really belongs to the miners who courageous and their families who blocked the tracks. And we got to give credit for the Department of Labor who weighed in on our side. Having said that, we're not done.
Pillersdorf says they're suing former Black Jewel CEO Jeff Hoops, his son, and Lexington Coal, saying this bankruptcy was illegitimate.
We're going to get through it, and we're going to be better because of it, because we've learned from this. We've learned we have each other's back, and we learned others have our backs as well, and that's what's very important.
Judge Executive Dan Mosley is thankful this day came. He, like many, knew this would be a long process and a battle, but with paychecks now in the mail.
To know that that's coming, this is a huge hurdle that has been overcome.
Hopefully it'll end and everybody, go back to their regular routine.
Many are just hoping to see those envelopes in the coming week. Now the checks are being sent to the last known addresses the miners had while working for Black Jewel. If you moved, you'll want to fix that. As for future legal action, attorneys for the miners will be back in Charleston for mediation on November 4th. Well, in the middle of all of this, one former miner is still battling brain cancer. Tony Saylor first talked to us this summer after his paycheck was revoked the same day a brain scan revealed a tumor. While Saylor's own fight continues, he says he is happy that his fellow miners' battle may soon come to an end.
And I hope everybody goes back to work. The ones that are working, they did. Then we went back. I hope the rest of them goes back. And me, I'm just hoping treatment goes good and spend time with my kids.
Sailors will see his doctor on October 30th to see how his tumor is responding to the treatment. Well, several were honored tonight at Harlan County's Chamber of Commerce's annual awards gala. The awards honored people who have been instrumental in helping and inspiring Harlan over the last year. Joyce Chang, who raised and donated thousands of dollars for the Black Jewel miners, was awarded Harlan Countyan of the Year.
Everything's worth it. Everything's worth it. And bring all these Harlan County together, that's the most important.
Chang said the award could not have come on a better day after hearing the miners would be getting their back pay. We have a full list of those winners from the gala over on our website, WYMT.com.
It was another beautiful fall-like day in the mountains. Hopefully you enjoyed it. We got some big changes on the way as we head into tomorrow and into the weekend. But we'll go ahead and take you up to the National Weather Service camera in Jackson. Check out the sunset from earlier. Just very gorgeous. You're even seeing those fall-like colors as well. Satellite and radar for the most part today has been on the quiet side. You can see those clouds and those rain chances out to our west, a little bit to our north as well. They're starting to increase. We'll actually see those clouds increase as we head into tonight. Seeing a wide range of temperatures, 50 into Jackson, Prestonsburg, Pikeville, those 40s if you're looking down into the Cumberland Valley, 44 into Harlan, 46 Williamsburg, 45 into London. The drought monitor was updated today. We said goodbye to that extreme drought, but still hanging on to that severe to moderate drought for a lot of our area. But with rain chances increasing over the next couple of days, hopefully it'll help it out. So clouds increase a little bit tonight, and we'll see those mostly cloudy skies tomorrow. Soggy weather returns later on your Friday and into the weekend. We'll also be tracking a big cool down that could impact some of those trick-or-treating plans. I'll have those details coming up in just a little bit.
All right, thank you, Paige. Well, more than 4 years ago, federal agents descended on eastern Kentucky investigating what turned out to be one of the largest cases of fraud in U.S. history. After one of the most bizarre sagas the Commonwealth has ever seen, and the mastermind behind it all, Eric C. Conn. He was sentenced to 27 years in prison for illegally siphoning $600 million from the Social Security Administration before fleeing the country. We first told you yesterday about a court document filed by Conn earlier this month. In a handwritten petition, Conn asks a federal judge to vacate his sentence. This after a court reinstated the benefits for hundreds of his former clients. Still, hundreds others are in the dark. WYMT's Emily Bennett talked to one client that has lost all but a little bit of hope.
A nightmare that hundreds are wishing they could wake up from.
I worked and paid it, and it's mine.
It's been more than 4 years since Brian McCown last received a Social Security check.
I'm in debt way over my head. I'm in debt of at least $50,000 to $60,000.
And now, when he heard the man behind it all, Eric C. Conn, now believes he deserves to go free,
I was just stunned.
Conn handwrote a motion from prison saying he was ineffectively advised in court to plead guilty to escape.
You know, how does he think that we feel? It's been 4.5 years that we've not had no income or benefits because of what he had done.
McCown says it feels like they are losing every day.
Enough is enough. If this is not a game, these are people's lives. People have committed suicide over this. And it's so sickening and saddening.
And one of those people being one of his best friends.
I told him, I said, just hold on. Everything will be okay. But it wasn't okay.
Even thinking about taking his own life.
I have thought about it. But I can't just quit fighting. I've got to fight because it's mine. It belongs to me. No one else paid that in for me. I paid it in.
4 years and counting, hoping one day the fight will be worth it. In Pike County, Emily Bennett, WYMT Mountain News.
Now, prosecutors filed a countering motion asking if Conn is waiving his client attorney privilege. Conn has until November 5th to respond to that. Well, a Bell County man is behind bars after troopers say he stole tens of thousands of dollars worth of equipment from a coal mine operation. It all started at Contract Highwall Mining in Middlesboro. Troopers say they found the equipment at a home of this man, 42-year-old James Lay. The equipment and tools were worth around $30,000. Lay was arrested and charged with theft over $10,000 and lodged in the Bell County Detention Center. Well, GM workers in Bowling Green are saying no to a new contract, keeping a months-long protest alive. This week, each United Auto Workers post will vote on the terms of a new 4-year agreement. The contract includes wage increases and lump sum bonuses, along with plans to shut down 4 GM facilities. Plant workers in Bowling Green don't approve, and they're not alone. Other posts have done the same. Now, all the votes will be tallied tomorrow. And a hospital in the Kentucky-West Virginia line filed for bankruptcy protection this week. From court records, we learned Williamson Memorial Hospital lists at least 50 creditors, including $651,000 owed to CHS and $486,000 to Huntington-based Ohio Valley Physicians, an emergency department staffing company based in Huntington. Williamson-based Mingo Health Partners, LLC, brought the hospital in 2018. Well, just a few weeks ago, a Clay County church was burglarized as a member of the Garrett Holiness Church stopped by to do some cleaning. She knows something was missing. Believing only guitars and some money were taken, officials later received information about a man trying to cash the church's checks.
We discover a Joshua Jarvis had in his possession several of the church's checks that were stolen during the burglary, and he actually had written one out to himself.
Police say they believe more people were involved in this crime, and if you have any information, you should contact the Clay County Sheriff's Department. With $5.7 million in state funding, the city of Pikeville is moving forward with plans to construct a spec building at the Kentucky Enterprise Industrial Park. The city commission asked the state to release the funds that were previously approved for the construction project when Enterblue was expected to make the industrial park its home. City manager Philip Ellswick says the new idea is just revisiting the original intent for the space, bringing in several manufacturers. He says the spec building could entice potential businesses to invest in the area.
And we feel much more secure with that situation because the more companies you have there, you can withstand the blow of maybe one leaving, relocating, something, downsizing, something of that nature.
Construction for the spec building is expected to begin by spring of next year. Well, check this out. Prestonsburg is actively working to overhaul and upgrade its police, fire, and EMS communication center. It's been 20 years since an upgrade occurred. It allows the creation of 3 dispatcher positions. Officials say this will provide better and faster responses to Prestonsburg and the North Floyd Fire Protection District. And an emotional day at Phelps High School in Pike County. There you see their JROTC class saluting the flag at half-staff. They were honoring First Sergeant John Wayne Fannenstein. He was a vital part of the school for many years. He died Monday at the age of 68. Well, 26% of Kentucky's children live in poverty. For each of these children, a backpack from Kentucky Baptists may be all they will get for Christmas. The Three Forks Baptist Association and area churches collected and stuffed more than 100 backpacks. Each backpack is filled with personal hygiene products, toys, school supplies, and non-perishable food items. Director of Three Forks Baptist Association, Glenna Gamble, says the process is more than meets the eye.
You find creative ways to roll this up or tuck this in to get more stuff. You get excited about it and you want to give more than what's already in there.
Smithsboro Baptist Church beat their personal goal with more than 300 backpacks collected. Many of them will be distributed in the region, while others will go to a partner mission up in Cincinnati. Well, some big news for music fans. The Railbird Music Festival is officially returning to Keeneland in Lexington next year. Around 30,000 people attended the inaugural festival this past summer. The event featured major music acts like the Raconteurs and Eastern Kentucky native Tyler Childers. Next year's festival will be held on August 22nd and 23rd. Right now, we don't know who's playing or when tickets will be available, but we'll be sure to keep you posted. And coming up at 11, members of both sides of the aisle come together to remember a longtime congressman.
And clouds increase tonight as that cold front moves in. We'll break down that soggy weekend forecast coming up.